Now, part of we couldn't have.
Did this make money? It made shit tons of money. It's the highest grossing animated film ever.
Rafiki
it made like $1 billion. Not even kidding. What's really funny is like something that I only noticed like during the editing process here, and this is a point that I'm going to bring up later in the review, is Jon Favreau is literally treating this film like a Marvel movie. He's literally doing that. So you look at like the shot of Rafiki being like, oh, my lightsaber. Like the implication here when he's doing this shit, what he's expecting right here.
But he had to have a stick for the fight.
Is like a crowd cheering reaction. That's what he's going for here. He's like, hey, everybody, remember the stick? Remember the stick? And he's just expecting like, woo, he's got a stick bag, like that's his signature thing, woo, woo. In the same way, it's not just this part. It's also, look at the comparison here. So we see Mufasa's introduction in the original film is literally just him in the background going like, Scar. Yeah, this is his introduction. Scar. Foot, paw, drop him. And that's his introduction, right? To this scene anyway, even though he was already at the beginning. And then in this film, literally just treats it like a Marvel movie. Again, expecting some sort of like uproarious applause or something. Listen to what they do with the music and look at what they do with the lighting too.
Well, look who's come down to mingle with the commoners.
Sarabi and I didn't...
It's like fucking Captain America showed up after being gone for like an entire movie. He's literally treating it like a Marvel movie. Like, woo! Mufasa! Even though he was in the scene just before... This isn't even the first time that he's in the movie. He was in the scene before this in the intro. But it's literally like, yeah, he's treating it like fucking Endgame characters. Like, the fucking music is so obnoxious.
Sarabi and I didn't see where the president...
Woo! Woo! I remember Mufasa. I remember! It's Mufasa! I remember Mufasa. He was just in the last scene. Like, what the fuck? You're literally just treating it like a Marvel movie. Nobody gives a shit. What a fucking cool sequence. Crazy animation. Like, this was actually groundbreaking for the time. Like, this was actually crazy. The music is so good in this part, and it's just so butchered in the remake, too. Here's another thing that I'm going to be talking about in the review. So, the music throughout this scene is very purposefully composed. And you can hear on the beats of the song, there are cuts in the film. So, listen to it. Right? And it's reacting to what's happening in the film. So like the that sound is meant to complement the visual of them going down from this angle, right? It's like there's not really any of that in the remake, from what I remember anyway. So you like hear the same cues of the song, but there's like nothing visual to back it up. It's really weird. It's just like random visuals almost. Why is this so much worse? Listen to the fucking song. This sounds like karaoke version. Yeah, it just feels so much less purposeful. It's like the shots are just coming in at random now.
Stampede in the forge.
Simba's down there. Simba?
Simba! It's like
In the forge. Simba's down there. Simba?
Simba.
I'll find him.
I'll find him.
Yes. Yes.
What is this one shot of the jump? This shot that lasts
Yes.
13 frames. Yeah, it's weird that they animated a
Yes.
butthole there, isn't it? If none of the lions have junk, it's weird that they animated a butthole on Simba. I just noticed that right now.
Yes.
The music sucks so
Yes.
hard.
Hold on! Help is coming!
Fuck these voice performances.
Yes.
Sasu! Hold on! Help is coming!
I'll help them, Zazu.
Yes.
So Zazu never gets knocked out. He just says, I'll help them, you get the pride.
Yes.
And then, like, Scar's entire defense was like, I didn't get to the
Yes.
gorge in time. And then if Zazu literally just talked with any of the characters once between now and the end of the movie, then they would have known that Scar
Yes.
killed Mufasa. Literally the only thing that had to have been done was Zazu, quite honestly, just communicating with any of the characters between this point and the end of the film. Why does he look happy? I guess the father's climbing up at this point. Right? Yeah. He's like, yeah, he's gonna make it. This is like the most expression that's ever been on his face ever.
Yes.
This is the funniest fucking thing.
Yes.
Why? You can't act J.D. McCreary. It's like a meow.
Yes.
I don't believe anything you're saying as a character.
To the older film technique.
Yes.
There's a nostalgia that I feel for the original because it's
Thank you.
I think the most successful 2D animated film. The sophistication of the audience of what they want to experience visually has moved on from that. So anything 2D is being made for nostalgia, but it's not part.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What really, okay, like, listen to him, like, shit talk 2D, saying anything made with 2D is being made for nostalgia. What is the film that you just made, John? What is the 3D film that you just made? Is that not only existing for nostalgia? Sounds like you're fucking projecting.
Has moved.
Like, what a weird thing to say. Like, oh, 2D movies are only made for nostalgia now. It's not a part of the animation language anymore. What the fuck?
Film tech.
Yeah, I don't know. Toy Story 5, they need to like, the new conflict is like Andy makes a cum jar. He gets a cum jar, and the only character he puts in there is Mr. Potato Head. I'm just looking at the skies here. I'm gonna, like, compare. Yeah, look at how much better this... Oh my god. Look at how much more, like, the clouds and, like, ugh. Wow. Even these shots. So much more character.
By the sun rolling high.
Oh, so gross. Look at that. It's like, what are you looking at for, like, the first bit? It's so ugly in comparison. That's why I was wondering if he even kept the shot, because it's so not memorable at all in the slightest. Compared to like this? Like holy shit, like that's so obviously what it is. It's so much nicer looking. It's like the sun is in the lyric too. Like the sun should be the focus. The sun is like the circle of life in a way. And what is this? What is this? It's just some clouds. Looks really fucking ugly. Like every fucking second of this movie is just so... It doesn't understand the original in any way. Look at this sky. Look at it, look at the sky. So much more vivid. Like there's things going on. It also makes more sense when the sun appears from behind the clouds, because you can see that there's lots of clouds, right? Like this is an important part, is the sun poking through the clouds and shining on him. And then you go, it's like there's like no, it's like a perfectly, there's like barely any clouds there. It's like, where's the light coming from now? So they just like artificially make it dark for a second. And then it's light again. So the sun was there and then it came back. I mean, I guess the sun was there in the original at earlier points too, but it's just really weird. So like, here's the basically done music video that I made. And so like, I don't know, there's some like nice looking skies in here. There's like, look at that. Like, all right, so this is from the first page of Google search results for just African sky. And Jon Favreau's argument is like, it's just not realistic. The skies have to be boring. It's like this is like pretty identical to what was happening in The Lion King. Yeah, this is enough. Like, I don't get it, John. You're so stupid. He probably never even did a scouting trip. He probably didn't do that. They would have fucking mentioned it. Right? They would have mentioned it somewhere. Yeah, for the original Lion King, that's they literally did scouting trip and like came back with like a whole bunch of footage for reference. And that's what they based their movie on, was Africa. And meanwhile John's like, you can't have the skies look good. Thank you.
Documentary.
Yeah, The Revenant has some...
Documentary.
What's really funny is, like, we mentioned The Revenant, we mentioned Brokeback Mountain, and then some shots from my music video. Every single one of those was filmed in Alberta, Canada, because there's very beautiful skies in Alberta, Canada, so you get a lot of that. However, it is still possible to get that in Africa.
I'm gonna call it a live action film.
I guess it's not animated, so if you have no other term for it, yes, it's a live action movie.
Live action, it's
like, what does she think was happening? Does she think that people were like walking on all fours in motion capture suits? Is that what she believes? Narrating the whole like a documentary.
My belly feels great.
Has any interviewer scrutinized or questioned John's direction about making it
Nope.
like a documentary?
No. They're all fucking whores. Whenever you get like really corporate interviewers, it's like they want to be invited back to the next press screening and interview session, so they don't ask any real questions. They just ask about Beyonce. That's it. I mean, it doesn't look great now. I'm sure it looked pretty good at the time. But at least there's like character and expression, right? Like that's the big thing. Like you can tell what characters are thinking. Still not as shitty as The Lion King 2019. Sorry, John. I love Tilda Swinton so much. I'm just trying to like get some good shots that like show emotion. And like every single one of these has some subtle emotion there. Like you can still have like a realistic looking lion and not take away the idea of being able to tell what they're fucking thinking.
He leads you to Edmund.
Like there's emotion there.
Rise. Sir Peter.
There's something. There's like you can detect like a sadness, you know? It's not even like great. Doesn't even look like great or anything.
Knight of Narnia.
This one really, both of those. Yeah. Like every shot here, like it's subtle, but you can like tell what he's thinking, right? They didn't make something like overly cartoony, obviously. Fanboy put it best by saying he looks disabled in this photo. It's such a silly photo. The like I tried zooming it in and it doesn't look as funny. It's the full shot that looks really funny.
What would you do if you met Jon Favreau in person? I know you don't want to, but just entertain this hypothetical.
What would I do if I met Jon Favreau in person? I'd probably shake his hand and congratulate him on his accomplishments and his success. What? Do you think I'm like some kind of a fucking asshole? Like that I would just start berating him about The Lion King?
I don't know you, man.
I don't know you, man. Yeah, well, if I was that much of an asshole, I would have been fucking canceled or something at this point.
I'm taking my daughter.
Why wouldn't I? If I were to meet Jon Favreau, I'd be like, dude, you like created your Iron Man film is responsible for like the entire Marvel thing. Even though I don't like Marvel or whatever, I wouldn't mention that part. But like clearly he's got like a bunch of accomplishments, right? Like I'm not an asshole. He's a respectable person and he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he's a bad person. I just like I get really worked up about this movie and he doesn't understand it. He had terrible ideas and he made a fucking awful cringe movie that I need to explain why I hate it so much. I think I know what clip you're posting, Vice Horror. Milk a fish.
I like milk and fish because I'm an otter. And otters like fish. I just wish you could milk a fish.
Yeah, like what the fuck? The flesh-colored straw going into where its fucking pelvis is?
I just wish you could...
Like, a furry 100% animated that and got away with it. Like, it's so disturbing. Yeah, it's like you're recreating so many of the same shots and then at the same time you're like, I want to make it feel like a documentary. And yet you're literally doing a remake almost shot for shot of a film that was never attempting to look like a documentary. You can't have it both ways. Like why are you trying to make it something that it's not? Like even the newest version is not. Even the movie you made was not what you tried to make it. It doesn't feel like a documentary. It just like you can't tell that that's the case unless you listen to him behind the scenes. Like he has to explain it in order for the intent to be understood. It doesn't feel that way. It literally doesn't. Like this doesn't look like a documentary. This doesn't look like. It's just, it looks shot for shot in so many of these instances. So, what the fuck, John? Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 shots I can think of in this film that deviate from the original that look like documentary shots. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's such a weird goal. It doesn't make any sense. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's crazy. So I recorded this line about the music on the first run through. It was about like at the 5-minute mark, not even. And then because of how many clips I've added in of the film and the documentary shit, and because of how much extra that I recorded into this part, it is now at the 20-minute mark. That's crazy. Yeah, I thought that part would have been like at the beginning of the review, but it's not. Like, I haven't even really gotten into the like scene by scene kind of. Yeah, it's looking like it'll probably be like an hour and a half. Like, I was saying at least an hour. Now I'm thinking probably at least an hour and a half. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about, and it's important to get a lot of like the general concepts out at the beginning here. Because I didn't want to just open up my review and being like, look at the opening scene, look at that opening scene, you know, and then just only have that be what it was, like with Old Boy. And of course, there's like larger, more general concepts that I talked about in Old Boy. But like, there's just so much wrong with this movie that like you have to have entire discussions on like each concept, like animation, right? Or like what constitutes a live action film, or like the celebrity focus, or like the voice actors, right? And so, yeah, like around here, and this is like the half-hour mark at this point from like me recording it. And it might turn into the 35-minute mark once I add more clips here. At around here is when I start talking about, is when like Zazu enters the story in the cave. And that's not to suggest that the entire review will be as like meaty as this whole first part where I'm explaining things. But like, yeah, this might be another 2-hour video. Why is there a butthole on Simba? I don't understand. Why is there a butthole on Simba if there's no like butthole or balls on like the older lions? Like, why would they even animate that? Like, seriously. I'm only going to show it for a second because I don't want to get Twitch banned and this is just gross. Butthole. There's a butthole there. This is a G-rated movie, by the way. PG or G. If any Twitch admin wants to ban me, I'm just letting you know that this was released by Disney and it's a movie for kids and it's PG. Just letting you know. Thank you for the subs. Yeah, why would they animate a butthole on him when they don't do that for any of the older lions?
There he is.
Like, why would you do that? There's no reason why a butthole has to be there. It's only for like a second. Nobody's gonna notice.
There he is.
Zazu just said there he is too.
There he is.
Good timing.
There he is.
Yeah, see, Nala doesn't have a butthole. Why does young Simba have a butthole if Nala doesn't have a butthole? Fucking... Just the adult characters don't have buttholes, but the kid character has a butthole. I don't think... Look, there's no butthole on fucking Pumbaa. It's not like I'm asking for there to be buttholes. I'm just confused why they would have a butthole on one character.
Really feels great.
Just one.
It's because girls don't poop.
So lame, these slow motion shots. What is with that fucking take there? Run, Pumbaa, run! No effort! What was that? The vocal performances are such
My belly
shit.
feels great.
Run, Forrest, run.
Oh, that was disgusting. Did you see her? Did you see her eyes move and how fake that looked? What was that? It doesn't even look real. Like, everyone's got this weird fucking outline because Jon Favreau decided to do side and back lighting.
Can we see Nala's face when she realizes it's Simba in all its terrible glory?
I mean, I don't know what you're expecting. She doesn't even react like the original movie. They kind of just go like, "Oh,
Simba? Is that really you?
Yeah, it's me, Simba.
remember that shot of Nala going, whoa?" That's not here.
Getting eaten.
Oh, where have you been? I thought you were dead.
You thought he was dead. I thought I was dead. I thought you were.
Yeah. Remember the facial expression here? This? That. Yeah, you can't get that in 2019. It's not possible.
The king I know he is, the king I see inside.
They're not on the right tempo.
Yeah, my belly feels great.
So Simba says Nala once and she immediately says, Simba, is it you?
Yeah.
But in the original it was more like Nala. Who are you? It's me, Simba.
There's a lot that's different and a lot that's worse. This is barely scratching the surface here. Here's some bad ones. Oh, look at that terrible lighting. They look like they're all green screened into the movie.
Oh, Simba, it's you. Oh, did you see that?
Do you see that? That kid kicks in Cool Cat's face. There's no way Eric Estrada was sober during that. There he is! He wanted to go home. See, none of this makes any fucking sense. Who's they? Who's they? Love is where they are. That's a line in the song. Because the two singers of this song are Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, and Beyonce. Whereas in the original, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Simba and Nala were singing the song. Pretty sure there were other singers. There was like a kind of a fourth wall singer. That's not Nala. There they are. Just for these lines.
Tell her, but how to make her see.
And then they're not. There's like a whole chorus. It's not Simba and Nala singing this part. I can add... What the... The butthole's gone. It's only in the other shot. Simba doesn't... Wait, did they change character models? Simba didn't have a butthole at this point in the movie. He grew a butthole in like a couple scenes. Oh, isn't Simba on the right? Oh, that might actually be it. You can't fucking tell! You can't fucking tell which character's which! Oh, you're right. Oh, no, now Simba's on the left. Okay, yeah, this is Simba. Simba, right? Yeah, this is Nala. This is Simba. And then Nala moves to the left, and then now this is Nala, this is Simba. He's not, like, not even fucking other dude who's, like, supposed to be a Broadway guy. Not even he is, like, on key.
When he was a young warthog.
They're not on key.
When he was a young warthog.
They're fucking terrible.
When he was a young warthog.
The notes are not like the notes are just not accurate.
When I was a young warthog.
It's so bad.
When he was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
There's no point. There's no point of having all those instruments even. So let's actually look at the waveforms in comparison here. Because I'm actually curious about that, because the mixing is just so different. Look at this. Look at the waveforms here when the lead vocalist comes in. Really not all that different. Like, there's like a slight progression here, right? She's like a part of the song, right? She's complementary to the song. Whereas here, look at how low the song is, and then look at how high the waveforms are for the vocals. So when the vocalist comes in, it's like she's not even a part of this song. The song's not even about the movie anymore. It's like about the singer. She's so much louder. Like the song's about the singer now. Like that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about the circle of life. It's supposed to be about the movie. It's supposed to be about the environment, not about the singer. Like why would they do that? Doesn't sound like she's a part of it. Sounds like she's like the focus. And it's like, I don't want to be thinking about the singer. I want to be thinking about the world. John! Man, it's like, there's so much wrong with the movie. There's so much wrong with it. And like, I have to like avoid the temptation of breaking down each song and like each fucking note in a way that would make the video like 5 hours long. Because it's like the psychological association with like so if we look at like something as simple as, maybe this will make it into the highlights, maybe this will be my way of being able to explain it without doing this in the video. So this line, if we compare this line,
there's more to see than can ever be seen.
That's one that pisses me off, right? So obviously in the original, listen to the difference.
There's more to see than can ever be seen.
So throughout the remake, they're making these tiny little changes. So it went from there's more to see than can ever be seen. It went from that to than can ever be seen for no reason. But like the psychological association, so this is like the beginning of the film. This is the beginning of the movie. And when you have like a buildup of music, there's like a logical progression. What is happening in the music here is it starts out at a very, very low point in the register, right? Blinking step into the sun. And then as it moves on to this part of the song and there's a change in the chord, right? There's a change in the chord. The lyrics, the vocals, go higher in the register. More to see than can ever be seen. And then it leads into more to do than can ever be done. Right? There's a natural progression to how the notes get higher. The expectation, because it goes like more to see than can ever be seen, right? That's one note higher, and then after the chord, after it goes into the new chord,
There's more to see than can ever be seen. More to
now we're getting the higher notes,
ever be done.
right? There's a logical progression to this. And then it kind of gets ruined, and I know this almost seems like nitpicking, but it's very important to me. is like, than can ever be seen. You've spoiled the next note before it's supposed to happen.
Then can ever be seen.
It's not supposed to get that high yet because it's not a logical, like, climbing up. You just went too high. You went too high before you were supposed to. And so it doesn't have the same emotional resonance or impact.
There's more to see than can ever be seen.
It's such a stupid change.
More to do than can ever be done.
Like, it doesn't have the same build-up. It doesn't have the same build-up at all. Because the note that's being sang here...
Then can ever be...
Beep! That note right there is as high as it gets in the next chord. So you've already done the highest note before you've gotten to where it matters that you should.
Then can
Ever beep.
ever be... Ever...
I guess there's technically one note higher, but still.
Then can ever be seen. Then can ever...
It kind of spoils it. Kind of spoils the experience, if that makes sense. I mean, there's much more wrong with the song than just that one note, that's for sure. But it changes like, that is such an important part of the song. That's right at the beginning. That's the build-up. That's the build, that's one of the most important parts of the song. Right? To crescendo, no, I mean, crescendo is the wrong word, I guess, musically, but to build up in that way. Like, I don't have, like, the largest vocabulary when it comes to music. Most of what I do is just, like, in my head. And so sometimes it's difficult to communicate exactly what I'm trying to say in terms that are used by composers and industry people. Like, sometimes I literally just have the wrong definitions for words, but what I'm trying to get at is there, for sure, you know? Dude, Pride Rock! Oh my god, the audio's so bad.
Too much.
Oh no! Just like, you forget how bad it is, and then you just listen to the original. Oh, fuck.
Too much to take in here. More to find than can
Where's the
ever
atmosphere?
be found. By the sound...
Where'd it go? Where'd the fucking atmosphere go?
Too much to take in here. More to find than can ever...
It's like, it's such a fucking bullshit, modernistic, slimy, manipulative fucking approach. It's so stupid, because they compensate for the lack of, like, passion and choice in the sound design. They compensate by making it more 3D. So they, like, hard pan the birds to make it be like, whoa, they're, like, really moving around you, dude. And that's about it. Whereas, like, all the sound design that makes it impactful is fucking gone. It's so fucking lame. You feel it. There's like nothing there. You don't know why the... John, you don't even understand why the movie's good. It's so embarrassing. It doesn't look like a documentary. So even if we go by, like, your supposed goal of the film, you didn't succeed, John. Your idea was bad. The idea for what you wanted the film to be like was bad. But you didn't even succeed at that. You didn't even do that. It doesn't look like a documentary. At no point does... I mean, there's, like, maybe a couple shots where it's like, oh, that's kind of like a documentary shot. But the film doesn't feel like a documentary. Like, you don't know that it's trying to be unless you look at the behind-the-scenes footage and hear him explain it. Whereas Surf's Up, it's pretty fucking obvious it's trying to be a documentary mockumentary style. Right? John, No one knows that you were trying to make a documentary look. Nobody knows that unless they've heard you say it. You failed. You failed at what you tried to do. You suck. You're a hack.
Adam sounds like my dad right now.
I sound like your dad right now? What, does he think you suck and that you're a hack?
It's also hard to make something look like a documentary if you're also trying to go for a one-to-one shot remake of a movie that isn't a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mentioned this in the review, too. Like, how can you want something to look like a documentary when you're essentially creating a shot-for-shot remake of a movie that was never trying to be a documentary? That's conflicting. Like, you should start from the beginning by having a film that's attempting to be a documentary, not remaking a film that was never trying to be that and then pretending that that's what you're doing now.
Dude, Rafiki is good. That was sick, dude. Wow, dude, Pride rock. This is literally my child.
This is so stupid. This is so bad.
Wow, dude, Pride rock. This is literally my.
Wow. Dude, Pride rock. Ah! It's like parody. It's like it can't even possibly be real. It's like it can't possibly be real, but it's real. Like, what is going on?
Would you consider this a live action film or not?
I didn't try to fix it. I just tried to perform it.
Thanks for watching. Shout out to my $5 and up patrons: Lemonade Warrior, Diegesus, Rift, Brennan Stuper, Malaf Shah, Pit Wang, and Mechadong. I'll see you later.